Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React channel. So I am continuing catching up with all things that happened last night on the 1st of February. It is Sunday morning here, the 2nd of February. So I've checked out things that happen in Spain. My job now is to check out things that happen in Belgium. So I do know who won. Again, it was the same thing in regards to Spain, just literally picking up my phone, obviously checking the time and having alerts, notifications from a plethora of different social media sites. So I was like, oh, okay, so I know who won. And that's fine. So what I don't know, however, is results. So I need to check that out now. So yeah, Red Sebastian won. I'm really looking forward to seeing this, to see whether watching it again, I have a connection with this song in the same way that other people do. Because when I ranked them after my first listen of the kind of mini studio versions, I think I'll go as far as to say this may have been 7th, I think. But I will say, not to kind of backtrack now, but I did say to Georgie yesterday, I've been listening to it. And listening to it, I've had a better experience with this song than when I watched it in that small studio. So I don't know how they decided to stage this final, but I'm hoping to ultimately connect with this the way that a lot of people seem to be connecting with it. Here we go, the final results. I yesterday was very rarely negative in regards to my thoughts and how I express and communicate my thoughts in regards to songs at Eurovision, because I just feel you don't need to go far to get that negativity. And after I did my live video with Georgie yesterday, I did reflect and think about how I chose to talk about this song. This song has had its kind of two middle fingers up at me because it's come second. I genuinely did not think that song would shine through. I just thought it was a forgettable song, if you will. There was nothing kind of special or interesting about it, but it came second. And lots of people in the comments were telling me, they were like, I like it. I was like, oh, Shane, you might want to shut up. You're in a minority here. Mentissa, Désolée. 131. I thought these two would be really close. I was hoping that people would see the potential in this one and just trust Mentissa when she said that she would revamp it for Eurovision. Listen, that's a disgrace. That is literally my most listened to song this season, other than a song in UMK. Those two songs, but I think this one, just because I've listened to it so much this week. Well, I'm not surprised, because when I looked at the betting odds, when I looked at everything, Grace was so unbelievably low anyway. So, okay. So, Mentissa got more love from the juries. Again, Lee's, I evidently got that completely wrong. Red Sebastian, juries lapped that up. Look at that. I did read somewhere that the public vote was huge for Red Sebastian. So, it's not even like it was even close, right? And Mentissa getting some love in third place. Right, okay, I want to check out my top three. So when I reacted to all of these, I say top three, I had to do it slightly differently. So Grace was my first. I want to check out that, see how that went down live. I want to see how Mentissa went down live. And I want to check out Red Sebastian as well. Those are the three that I really want to listen to now. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Now watch me. Freaking love this song. I did see someone on a social media network this morning talking about the garden chairs. Yeah, that's horrific. Like, yeah. She had way more energy in that small studio. Now watch me pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Is it just me, or what, did she give way more energy in that tiny studio? That upsets me. Yes, remember that. Yeah, she had way more sass in the small studio. It's like she's got an injury. Right, give energy now, Grace. Come on. Good girl. See, had she done this whole song with that energy, I know you can't, because obviously with vocals, unless you're super talented. down to rest. Now watch me pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. I love this song so much. And I was saying about in regards to the cultural elements coming through in that dance break, visually in regards to the backing dancers and obviously the aesthetic visuals that we saw above and behind her, was enjoying the fact that obviously cultural representation was showcased, which is good because it's in line with, like I said, the music that she normally releases. So it's out. Like I said, it would have been great to have a little bit more energy and a bit more sass. We definitely got energy and sass in that small studio, but I get it. There's a lot more to think about on that stage. There's choreography, there's obviously, you know, camera angles and placement on stage, and there's a lot to think about. So it's not as easy, and I'm not a professional singer. So yeah, but nonetheless, I freaking love that song. It's my most played national final song so far. Mentissa. Love already. I really like this song. I know I need to give Strobe Lights another chance, but I'm already really upset this is not through. It is no surprise or shock. Like I was saying to Georgia yesterday, I didn't really know anything about the artist, and then people started to say, oh, check out her song Mamma Mia, it was really, really huge. Listen to that. Yeah, this song sounds completely different to that song. And I did say to Georgia yesterday, listening to that song makes me even more hopeful about the potential of this song. She said that she would revamp this song, that she would obviously change it if it wins. And yeah, the production of this one and the production of that one, I know they're completely different sounds, but you could say to a point, this doesn't necessarily feel quite finished production-wise. And whether we will get actually a different version now, this is not one, because this is already going on Spotify, YouTube Music in regards to the finished package. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, obviously now understanding her more as an artist, you can clearly see where the first 46 seconds, she's owning that stage. She's clearly an established artist in regards to what that brings you, i.e. confidence, stage presence. Like, she's doing her day job, right? And you can clearly see that. I will always have this question now, what if? Because this song is 95% there. And I think this is the 5% now. I think this is the bit that could be played around with a little bit. Some people said, and some people have said, it's a bit repetitive. It might lack creativity in regards to lyric choice. Look, if the UK artist is not selected or they've backed out, which is an unreliable rumour, then can we just take Mentissa? And can we just work with this song? Because I think there is something quite magical about this song. Désolée. Bless her. Okay, well, I love that song. Like I said, I don't love it as much as Grace. Grace is the finished package. I loved that one in the sense of acknowledging and trusting what Mentissa said. If that had qualified and that had gone to Eurovision, it would get a little bit of a revamp to kind of address some people's kind of concerns, criticisms, constructive criticisms around that song. But didn't win, didn't even come close. So, which really does surprise me. I thought that would be a lot closer in the pecking order. Right, so let's check out the winner. I did listen to this quite a few times yesterday. Just to try and work out what the hype was about. Cannot fault that vocal. I don't know whether it's having more impact on me now because I listened to it loads yesterday, or whether just in that small studio, it just did not do this justice. Nice. Okay. I'm intrigued to see what it's now going to look like with backing dancers. Because, yeah, visually, I had got it. Right, that's effective. Okay, Okay, so I am somewhat torn because obviously acknowledging the fact that on initial listen it was one of my least favourites. I was saying that I don't really gel with trancey sounding songs. And it really did on first listen come across as a more trancey song. And then I listened to it a bit yesterday and I was like, actually Shane, there's more going on there. There's more kind of, I would say, pop-ish elements. And as a result, like I said, I would be honest in the sense of it, I had to obviously listen to it a few times before I did my live with Georgie yesterday, because I knew obviously a lot of people were backing this one and I was like, I haven't listened to it since my first listen. I kind of read it off. Let's go back to it. I would have, on listening to it yesterday, if I had completely written it off, I wouldn't have listened to it again. But I listened to it a few times yesterday because there was something about it. I was like, oh, it's not actually as bad as you said it was, Shane, initially. At the end of the day, I can't obviously not acknowledge the fact it was my 7th place on initial listen. I think it was 7th or 6th. And the fact that I really loved Grace. I really loved Mentissa. But watching it, I think sometimes with that knowledge, objectively, you've got to obviously just then put that aside and then watch something and think, right, why are people so excited about this? And so watching it, it does make sense. It definitely did pop way more in the stadium or whatever you want to call that compared to that kind of tiny little studio, which I don't know whether that idea should be replicated. I didn't particularly think releasing those songs in that manner was the best way of doing it. So it definitely was elevated visually. There is something about this song that I do like, but I think in respective of that, people don't really need to take my views on board because it would seem on social media that there is a hell of a lot of excitement about this song. People going so far as saying, you know, this has winning potential and stuff like that. And so as a result, if I was from Belgium, I mean, look at the televote. The televote overwhelmingly suggests this is the song that Belgium want to send, the song that they feel could represent them best and do best for them. I don't know necessarily if it's a song that I'm going to gel with, but the really strange thing is thinking about it, I really did like Luke Telk last year. And I can see why people have made the comparisons with this and that one. I really liked Luke Black. That was like in my top 5, I think, that year. It doesn't sound like that, but it's got that dark feel. And so as a result, there is no real reason why I'm hesitant in like advocating for this song. I think at this moment in time, I'm not overly excited by this song, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not the right song that should have been picked last night. It doesn't mean that it won't do well at Eurovision. The last thing I'll say is if you take Luke Black and you take Luke Telk last year, 2 dark-ish sounding pop-ish songs, both of them surprisingly for me underperformed based on expectation. And I think in the Eurovision fandom, we can get into this bubble and we rarely ever hear any other voice because why would non-Eurovision fans be engaging with these songs? So I don't know whether there are other explanations behind why 2 darkish poppy songs underperformed, but I would be slightly, in my mind, rooting for this one to win, particularly have that in my mind and be like, well, these 2 were darkish songs. The Eurovision fandom absolutely lapped them up, ate them up, and, you know, betting odds had them high-ish. And then when it came to the real thing, reality kicked in and both of them really didn't do as well as people thought. I can see on social media there's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of happiness around this. And I can tell because look at that televote. That televote was crazy. And also the juries clearly saw this as the best option as well. So I can objectively see why there's some excitement about this song in regards to what I saw, what I heard. And it is a sort of song that is cool, but also will draw in the pop lovers as well. So, yeah. Win. But those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. Please do comment below. What's your thoughts on Eurosong 2025? What's your thoughts on Belgium's song for Eurovision 2025? Do comment below. And if you're still here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do click the notification button so you're informed if and when I post videos. And yeah, until next time, stay safe.